Well, it was extremely bad air quality today, so that was fun. And now I have a really bad headache because it smelled like a campfire everywhere in New York City. Anyways, I picked up HTML like 2 days ago now. Um, and honestly, I'm just making the documentation for my coding project. Let's see, it's on GitHub. Let's go here. I think this really encapsulates like the essence of being a software engineer, right? You're not specializing in Java. Well, technically, I guess that's my main language, but I don't like to think of it as specializing in a specific language where like I only do Java or I only do backend, right? And see, I made my game engine, and well, another one. Oh wait, this is different. This is an actual game. My bad. Um, but I think the point is, here it is, Arkito. The point is, it's about creative problem solving in the end. So, if I need to do something, I've learned the fundamentals of programming, so I can just pick up a new language, right? This is probably not the best HTML code, but what I did first was I just outlined my documentation in a Google document, and I'm basically just porting it all over via HTML. So let's see, I did the coordinate system. Let's see, coordinate systems. Yeah, screen position, and was that the last of it? Yes. Alright, so let's just make some multi-scene management, multi-scene management.html. And I've already got the CSS doc over here, CSS file over here. Let's see, multi-scene management, and let's just go here. We'll do multi-scene management. And, I picked this language up a few days ago. I actually was going to, what the hell's happening? I was actually going to pick it up over the summer, not this soon. However, there was this kid who was failing CSE, and in CSE they learn how to program in HTML. He's a bit mentally disabled, so that posed a bit of a challenge for myself. But I was able to help him. He was failing, and he wound up passing the class. Somehow I got him from like an F to a D minus within 2 days, and this was like 2 days before the report card was due. Like the peer leader, or not peer leader, the peer tutor counselor like emailed me out of desperation. It was like, please, somebody directed me to you. Apparently you're like one of the only kids who code in Browning, so can you please help? And I'm like, okay, sure. And I stayed after school a couple of hours for 2 days straight, and I was able to allow him to pass, because if he failed, he would have been kicked out of the school. So that's nice to know that I helped him with that. But really, I didn't know any HTML, so I just like did some Googling on like basic. I knew like that it was a markup language, and that's about it, right? It's not a programming language, it's a markup language. But anyways, I wound up picking it up, which is fun. And it really encapsulates the idea that, you just create a problem solver, right? You're not bound to anything. If you need to learn a new language because you need to learn a new language, then you learn a new language within like a few days. You don't have to become an expert. Now, obviously, I am much more fluent in Java, so that's my main programming language, but that doesn't mean I am bound to it. So let's see, multi-scene management. This is going to be the header. That's referring to this. We have that overview. Okay, so in this paragraph, I'm following relatively the same format for every page. Keep some consistency. Just going to copy this in here, and then this is going to be method descriptions, yeah. And then we aren't actually, wait, what does this say? Get scene, get class. Did I not finish it? parameter. I did not finish this page. 1 second. Get scene. Okay, so then there's also the change scene. This is gonna take in a class, an unknown class, and honestly, actually, I might have changed this. Let's go to the scene manager. Let me just open this up and double check. Anyways, let's see. Let's delete this list because that's not correct. And then what I have is a get scene. Okay, wait. Let's open up Arkito. Arkito, I don't know. I named it because I believe I remembered making a game engine called Arky. I forgot why it was called Arky, but I'm like, all right, I'll just call this Arky 2, not like, you know, the number 2, but like with that TO. So you can really pronounce it however. Arkito, you can pronounce it in Spanish, I guess. And Arky 2 or Arkito, whatever. Anyways. So if we go to the scene manager, okay, yeah, yeah, so I think I did change this, so it now takes a generic type. Maybe I should also make this take in a generic type. T extends scene, do that, and then we can just do T class, so that way we have some information as to what exactly the class should, you know, have. Oh, we have an error now. Default scene. Change first parameter. Default scene class. This finds the annotation. What annotation? It takes in. Whoops. This takes in the default scene class, so yes, this should wind up taking in. So can we just cast this? Change scene. I don't know. I don't really want to mess with the code right now, and there's such a small error, or it's not even an error, it's just some, yeah, no, not worth it. Okay, change scene class. So this is actually going to take in a generic type, and this generic type is going to T extends a scene. I'll just put it that way, whatever. Oh, is this going to interfere with HTML? Let's try it out. T extends, okay, angle brackets, within p tags HTML. Can you do this? Yeah, okay, there's a page on this. Use and LT. Alright, I'm gonna get back to this later. Alright, my bad, I had to just choose some dinner. Anyways, yeah, no, so what I did is I just Googled it, and okay, so I figured out the whole thing. It took me like 5 seconds. Yeah, I just Googled how to, this is what I Googled. Angle brackets with p tags HTML, click this, thought it was a duplicate, click the original thing, and it said this, and I just put that in here. And you just save it and just test it out. If we go down to the oh, we don't have it linked right here, so oh wait, no, we do. Oh, we haven't saved it in any of the files. Whoops. Can we just do this? No, we can't. Come on, there's gotta be a way to save all of it at once. Save, and save. There we go, multi-scene management. Okay, there we go. So, I'm gonna do HTML right there. Okay, great. So we can say, method descriptions, T extends scene, and then get scene class, taking that generic, oh wait, we have to do that. Okay. Taking that generic type, or it's like it's at least what our code will represent. That generic type is called T, and then we have to do and GT semicolon. Okay, scene class. Okay, and then we'll just do a unformatted list. I'm assuming that's what UL stands for. And then we have a list elements. I'd assume it would be called LE, or what is this called? LI. Why is it LI? Oh, list item. List item. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm going to say returns scene object. And I guess the way I formatted it on the document, you can see there's another line, so I can just do this, I guess, and do this is probably not the best way to do it, but returns null if an instance does not exist in instantiated scenes. Oh, whoops. Instantiated scenes is referring to that list. Just say list. Okay, and then we can just say, okay, so that returns the scene object. Alright, we didn't, okay. I guess we'll just do that last element right here. Li, and this says parameter receives a scene, receives the scene class whose instance is being returned. That's more specific. And then let's, I guess let's update this scene. Change scene will, let's see, look at this. Change scene takes in a class, unknown class, and if it exists, okay, so I remember. Okay, so let's do this. Returns, oh wait, no, it doesn't return anything. It's a void method. What's it do? It if an instance of the scene class exists in instantiated scenes list, it will change the, well, sets that scene instance. How do I describe it? As it'll mark it as active. It will mark that scene instance as the active scene. If there is no instance of the scene class in the instantiated scenes list, it will create an instance and mark that instance as the active scene. Okay, I think that's good. And oh wait, there was a third one, get active scene. Get active scene just returns active scene. The active scene, i.e. scene being updated and rendered. Alright, sweet. That's that. Parameter receives, what did I do here? Right. Let's see, change scene, that's the get scene. So now we want to do the change scene. Change scene class and GT question mark and LT. Right. Okay, let's just keep this consistent. Alright, there we go. and then we'll say ul return, list item returns scene object. It should say scene instance. Returns null if an instance does not exist in instantiated scenes. There we go. And then the second element will be parameter receives a scene class. Receives a scene class whose instance is being returned. Object instead of who, used instead of who as the object of a verb or preposition. I think that's right. Yeah, I'm like whom, that's for objects, right? And scenes class is an object. Anyways, whose instance is being returned. Wait, what is this for? Oh, right, change scene. I was writing the completely wrong thing here. Whoops. This was for the previous one. My bad. Change scene. That should return a void. Or yeah, it'll return void. Just copy this. There we go. Li. Do that. There we go. And then we have one more called get active scene. I should probably be dividing these up into div stuff, or at least giving it a class name, but I am too lazy to. When I'm not lazy, it's just, what's the point? Okay, get active scene, and this will say what my copy and paste board says. So now let's save that and see. Alright, everything looks good. Alright, so what is this div class for? The content box. Alright, so now we can just create another h3 header. Scene manager hierarchy. And the h3 tags, since the documentation is all going to have the same format, I said all h3 tags have bold. Wait. I thought I did. Whatever. H3, okay, scene manager hierarchy, and this is just going to have a list of red equals to functions, yellow equals to condition, green equals to attributes, and blue equals to the class. And I believe then we have the image. Okay, so then right here we can say, wait, actually let's save that, see how that looks. Yeah, it's alright, whatever. And then we can have the image. Believe that, yeah, image, and yeah, I don't really want to put an alt. It doesn't really matter that much. The source is, I have them all in a very disorganized folder. Yeah, let's see. This is the scene manager hierarchy. So let's do scene manager hierarchy. I know the naming conventions aren't the best right now. This is my first time making an HTML website, so I just figured I'd just follow the Java ones, honestly. This is going to be in the images folder. The great thing about coding is that it's all very logical because, you know, it's coding. So it's pretty easy to decipher what exactly I'm supposed to do. Let's save that. Let's see how that looks. Perfect. And it should resize as I own. Yep, perfect. I believe that's it for the scene manager. Yep, there we go. Yeah, that's it. I made a couple of pages. How long is this video going for? 20 minutes. Okay, not bad. I still have quite a few pages to go. I've been using this program called Notion, actually. Let's see, do I have anything to do? I know I have a couple of things to do. Activity tracker, Arkito, so, oh, okay, well, create HTML, CSS, documentation websites, and add Arkito documentation website to GitHub. This is a pretty easy task. But when I'm done, I just move this over here. It makes it pretty satisfying too, which is why I like it. Anyways, there's that. But yeah, I mean, I first touched HTML a few days ago, and now I'm making this documentation website. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's like the Eagle thing. I picked it up like a few weeks, no, maybe like a few months ago by now, and I just whipped up this schematic. Probably not great. I know that I need to change the wiring a bit, the thickness of the copper, because I was reading up on some of the guides for PCB design, and they're like, okay, well, if you have different amperages going through each copper, what do you call it, wire, I guess. It's not really a wire, but you have different voltages, or maybe it was amperages going through, it could heat up differently, or maybe it'll dissipate, something like that. So and then they told me to go to a tool and use the certain tool to calculate it. It's like Ohm's law or something, who knows. Anyways, the point is, it's great because it gives me a lot of freedom to really make whatever I want, and it requires some work, but it's good in the end. Let's see, 7:31, I'm gonna have dinner soon, so I could probably make one more. Let's see, how long is this camera? Okay, camera's a bit long. Did not anticipate that. Let's do it anyways. What is this called? Camera? Yeah, it's just called camera. So let's create a new file called camera.html. Honestly, I should rename all of these so that it has the Arkito document tag at the end, but I don't know, we'll see. Camera, so I'm just gonna copy my previous code. What was my shortest code? I think it was the coordinate system. Yeah, that's pretty short. Reduces the amount of stuff I have to delete. So we have the documentation wrapper, and so I kind of want to just delete everything up until this div. Well, actually no, I want that, and actually I want the overview as well, so it's really this direction part, all that, and then this is not the same. Alright, and then just call this, actually, wait a minute, did I change the name for these? Multi-scene management, yes. I'm gonna have to go through these later. Multi-scene management. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through these later and fix those. So I have definitely forgotten to change those for a couple of files. Yep, this is the camera. I wound up using a static camera class, and essentially it just encapsulates different offsets for rendering images, which is taken into account during the transform. So when you render something to the screen and it asks for the position in the parameters, instead of like doing the math on the spot, you just do transform or GameObject.transform.get screen position, and the screen position will be different from the world position because it takes into account the offsets and the camera's position, which is pretty cool. Wait a minute. Multi-scene management. Did I forgot to put the camera in here? What's after this? Is it animations? Yeah, it is. I forgot to put in the camera. Unless I change. No, I forgot to put in the camera. Wonderful. Let's see. LI, and it's going to be hyperlink. Camera.html. Camera.html. Oops, I'm supposed to hit tab. What the hell? .html. There we go. Let's do camera. And just copy this. And it's going to go between animations. Alright, so dinner's about to be ready, and we have family dinners, so let's try to get this done as quickly as possible before I get called camera. Okay, blah, 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 overview, let's copy this. Transform is italicized from the object's transform component. And I think by the italics, I meant to put a hyperlink, and this will refer to the, yes, I do a transform. So let's do camera, go back to the camera, crap, come on, camera, okay. This is most likely going to be called the transform.html file, so we'll just do that, and then this should say transform, there we go, save that. Oh, so that's the overview, h3, functions overview. The reason I put functions instead of methods is because methods are, I'm pretty sure, for just instantiated objects, instances, and functions are just general functions, for example, in a static class. Anyways, functions, and then I do ul elements, and we're gonna have a couple unformatted list items. We set position, set world position vector to I, set world position. Alright, I'm being called. I'll get back to this later. Alright, back from dinner. Where were we? Set world position, get degree from origin. I gotta rename that to target. Actually, I don't know. I just gotta put it in a more logical place. Int. Oh wait, I already created the list items. Screen to world vector to I. World to screen vector to I. And this is move world chords vector to I. Crap. This is int and x offset and y offset. Cool. Let's see, so add that, and then reset position just has a simple description. Yep, very simple. I should be really dividing these into div tags, I think, from what I've gathered from what clean code means in HTML. but I don't really have time to think about the organization since I'm not really going to be changing and editing this code too much in the future. I will probably only be adding to it, unless I change something in the code drastically, a system, but I doubt I will. What's this? Reset position, set world position, and then we have get world position. The paragraph tag. I wonder if there's a better, I don't know, paragraph doesn't really describe one sentence things, but I guess best we got. H3, get degree from origin to target. Used some math in that function from what I remember. And then we have the screen to world. Honestly, let's just do this. World to screen. Move world coordinates. Screen to world. It's gonna use this text. World to screen. It's gonna use this text. Move world chords. It's gonna use this text. And then we're gonna have one more section. Come on, Visual Studio. And that's going to take in this text. Sweet. Let's save that. Let's say coordinate system? No, it's camera. Perfect. Looks good. Cool. Next is the animations. Animations. Honestly, I should just do animations.html and just go through all of these. That way I don't have to keep editing this. What's this part of? Did I delete? Oh, this transform. What happened here? There we go. Transform. HTML. It's gonna be. Oh, I guess I have it here. Oops. Game object structure. Okay, wait. Game object structure.html. I'm going to name this game object struct.html. Prefabs.html. Components.html. Event systems.html. Physics.html. Rigidbody.html. Collision and box bounds.html. Oh god, rigid body physics and collision.html. Yeah, screw it. Let's go with that. And we can just copy this in every single one of these. I think that's all of them. What do I still have to do? Transform, that's what I was doing. New file. God, I got a really bad headache from that smog. I breathed in too much. See, h3 tag variable hierarchy, and then we're gonna have a unformatted list that refers to the colors in my diagrams, in my diagram for the variable hierarchy. And I actually made this diagram via a website called Lucid Charts. Very helpful, so thanks to them for that. Made me kind of want to make my own program for Lucid Charts, but anyways, and then we're going to be using this, and it's going to be called transform hierarchy, right? Variable hierarchy, yeah, transform hierarchy. Going here. Images, transform hierarchy, save that. Oh, oops, transform hierarchy. Sweet, that works, and it should resize. Yep, there we go, perfect. Oh, there's more. Okay, z-index. So let's do an h3 tag called z-index, and then a p tag with these right there, and then we're going to do methods. Just call it list of methods, since that's what we did for the other one, and we'll have another unformatted list, it seems, with a couple of these items. World position, at screen position, at screen center position. Honestly, these names aren't that good. I should change that. Set world position. Set world position vector to f. Why is that an f? Oh, right, and I changed it to float. World position. Why did I change it to float again? I forgot. So we're, oh, right, for gravity. Makes it easier to do physics math. Did I put just the right? I did put just the right amount of list tags. There we go. H3 tags. H3. And it's going to be positions. Let's call it transform positions. It's going to be the description of this section. It's going to go in a p tag. H3 get screen center position. All right, get screen center position, and then we'll do a p tag with this description. And actually, I am realizing that these are on different lines, so that's gonna go here. And then how do I do a new line? Was it B something? BR? Yes, line break. That's perfect. And then math. And copy that. Let's do that. Just call it formula, and we'll just make this italic. Put this in italics, just to signify that yes, this is code. And then that should be the end of the camera. So now if we go into here, go to camera, perfect, awesome. This looks awesome. Obviously there isn't that much decoration, CSS decoration with the documentation itself, just because there's so much of it, and it's all just, it's a documentation. But in my other pages, I expect myself to learn a little more CSS so that I can make it prettier. I was also, just to connect a little more with my sister, I offered to work with her to design my website together, which she was very happy about. So hopefully we'll get to doing that soon. But I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna watch a movie with my family, the Blackberry movie. So yeah, see you.